This week's episode of SIPS is brought to you by Chummy Charter. Contact Chummy Charters for the adventure of a lifetime with Captain Steve. Welcome back to SIPS. This week we've got a duo that is in some senses a trio, but are also one of a kind. Please welcome Zach and Nikki Stevens of Studio ZiN.
Welcome to another episode of SIPS, where we gather with our friends, have a great conversation, great drinks, and today, some really awesome food. So, today we have with us Zach, and Nikki Stevens from ZINful
Studio ZiN.
There we go. That's an umbrella.
Yeah.
And then we have ZIN Tattoo Studio, right? Studio ZiN. Oh my gosh.
Tattoo.
Studio ZiN, ZINful Confections, and ZINful Smoke. So we are in for a treat today.
Yeah, excellent.
We are so excited.
We are very glad to be here.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
First of all, let's have some food.
Oh,
We're gonna have some food.
We'll start out at that beginning, huh?
The beginning.
Jump right into it.
Yeah.
No
We're
doubt.
gonna have food, drinks, and then ask our questions.
Cool.
So what are we starting with?
What do we have here?
So the rib.
Yeah,
The
ribs
ribs. Go
first.
ahead and start with the rib. This is our traditional Texas-style rib, so it's going to be more of a salt and pepper spare rib. It does have kind of a sweet, tangy glaze on it, but it's a very small amount. It's mostly more of a dry rib than you would
And you're
find.
pairing that with our Oktoberfest.
And pairing that with Oktoberfest.
With our
Irish
Or
red.
no, this
Irish.
It's what's
Sorry.
under your kilt.
What's under your
Irish
kilt?
red.
Damn, Shaniqua.
Oktoberfest is in 3 weeks.
It's coming up. It's coming up.
I was gonna say, he said it so
coming.
confidently, I believe.
No.
All right. So I've got napkins here for you.
Perfect. All right.
That's
Let's
true.
have a taste
Oh,
of
that's good
this.
too.
Delicious.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Good job.
Very good.
Delicious. Absolutely delicious. And I love like a rib that's not too saucy, where you
It's
can
like a
taste the meat.
competition rib.
Yeah, we're kind of going for more of that that clean bite, where it doesn't like shake off the bone exactly, but you can bite it
bite
and
it.
it pulls away from the bone without too much effort.
But no, I mean, a good rib is one that you'll eat and not even pick up the barbecue sauce.
Yeah, that's good.
Very
Well,
good.
Yeah,
I'm glad
very
you know you
good.
see, especially in Central Illinois, being influenced by a lot of Memphis, Kansas City, St. Louis style barbecue. You see a lot of sweet sauces, a lot of ketchup-based sauces and things like that. So we just wanted to bring a few items that you don't see that often, especially in Central Illinois or even the Midwest. You see it a lot in kind of the golden triangle of Texas and that kind of thing. The spare rib instead of the baby back and that kind of
Sure.
thing. So it's just a little bit of a different approach, but you know,
It is
we like it.
absolutely delicious. So tell us your story a little bit. So you're somewhat new to Lincoln. You've been here for how long?
7 years. Yeah.
So not that new, but
Yeah, we moved in 2017. Yeah.
Okay.
And just we're trying to find somewhere in between Joliet and his family is a little bit south of Springfield and like the Franklin, Girard, Waverly area.
Okay.
So we wanted something in the middle. Lincoln didn't have a tattoo shop, so we just sort of picked Lincoln, and we're really lucky that it worked out so well.
That's
Yeah, we
fantastic.
actually
And
came
you
through
came from
sight unseen. We bought our house
Yeah.
and rented the business space. And we
So
had
you were out on Woodlawn to begin with.
Yeah, we started out on Woodlawn, and that was completely. We saw the building and went for it. We had never
Yeah.
spent any time in Lincoln. We didn't know anybody
No
in Lincoln.
kidding.
We just knew
Yeah.
they didn't have a tattoo shop. That was
We just
the
took the
only
chance,
thing
yeah.
that we knew. And driving back and forth, kind of from my family to her, back home, which we were up in Naperville before we had moved down. It was always you passed, exit 126, and you kind of see the truck
Yeah.
stops and everything
Right.
like that, and kind of there's something happening over there. Why
Yeah.
don't you ever hear about tattoos from there or
Right.
anything?
Yeah. Lincoln always felt to me like one of those places that should have a sign that said, "If you're here, you're home." 'Cause
Yeah.
that's how it feels.
Yeah, if you lived here, you'd be home already or
Because it's
whatnot.
like halfway
Nice.
between everything, and you want to stop.
Right.
You want to rest here, so we want to give people something to come for, like to, if you're hanging out in Lincoln, like you have all kinds of fun stuff to check out.
That's wonderful.
Excellent.
Well, that's how we ended up in Lincoln 30
Yeah.
years ago.
Oh,
We got out of school. He was working in Bloomington. I was working in Springfield, and that was the middle place. And then we've just stayed for 30 years.
Nice.
So it's
And I was born here and never left.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that
Hey,
either.
that's
There's
cool.
nothing wrong with that either. Lincoln it always just felt like home, and I feel like the the opportunity is brewing, you know, under there. No pun intended. So.
That's right.
And then the story is you two met.
Yeah, so I was living up in Joliet, and he was working in Lockport, and I just went in for a tattoo, and tipped him in chocolate truffles because I was working in a bakery.
Ooh, there we go.
I get you every time.
And that's the
truffles
end of
stole
the
my-
story. So yeah, I just had given him kind of this nice, cute little tip or whatever. And like, I don't know, a month later, he was like, hey, where's the bakery that you work at? Like, those were really good. And there happened to be a bar I worked at like a high-end grocery store up in Naperville. And he just came and we kind of hit it off. And I think we've only been together or apart a few days since, like for the last 9 years.
Nice,
So,
yeah,
it was
almost
pretty
10,
much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that story so much.
Very cool.
It's like the sweetest thing ever.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a tattoo that you had to do on a customer that you didn't want to do? That you're like, oh man, you might regret this.
I mean,
or like,
Oh, Nick the chicken or head like,
yeah. I will just say that at some point, no matter how interesting the job, sometimes it still feels like a job.
oh sure.
So yes, there's all kinds of, I'm not gonna say what those are necessarily, or anything. I don't wanna
Yeah.
get myself in any hot water, but.
Sure.
What's the one that everybody wants and you're like, not again?
I would say, I mean, I'm not gonna say not again.
Okay.
Because they pay the bills.
Pay the bills. Yeah.
I would say
Hazy IPAs.
Hazy's.
I would say within the last, especially within the last, let's say 5 years, 5 to 10 years, the pocket watch rose combination is
Watches.
Where do they put the pocket watch?
Pocket
Usually on
watches
their,
and
on arms.
roses,
Or I
yeah.
mean, usually it signify a birth or a death or something like that, but it's always a life event, you know.
Sure.
But there was a point there when I was probably doing at least 2 pocket watch themed tattoos a week.
yeah.
Really?
For months. I mean, it was just
I would
everybody
never-
wanted a
I would
pocket
never
watch
call
and
that.
rose.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
You got your pocket watch and roses, you got your crosses, you got your butterflies at this point. Tribal's kind of gone by the wayside,
Yeah,
you
not
know,
so much
no
tribal.
more Tasmanian devil.
All right, let's try
Number 2.
our second.
What do we got here?
What do we have here? This is a surprise.
Yeah,
So
we were actually like
this
president.
is this is our pork belly BLT.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
This is what would you call it? An onion, kind of an onion infused mayo.
Yeah, I did like a caramelized onion. It almost tastes like a French onion mayo kind of, but caramelized onion,
Oh.
spices,
Yeah,
and
And you're
things.
pairing that with the Perry wheat.
Yeah, the prairie wheat.
Yeah, like that kind of brighter, fresher summertime kind of thing. The meat
Yeah.
of this is a crispy pork belly that we smoke. It's uncured, but we smoke it kind of like a brisket. So, got that chopped up with some spare rib as well, and then the tomato jam, lettuce, and then the chopped
Yeah,
tomatoes.
so
on there
the
too, so.
tomato jam is tomatoes reduced down with red wine and balsamic reduction.
Oh
so
my
you
goodness.
reduce until it's like
Oh,
jammy
get the
and
balsamic
really
real
good.
good. Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
You guys, this is fantastic. Now, are you going to be are these 2 of the things you're going to have at the pop-up shop?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So you're doing the pop-up shop at Amigos.
Yep.
And you have a few dates picked, right? What
Like
are the
four
dates?
of them.
So the first one's going to be Sunday, September 8th, and then the next one will be September 22nd. So it's every other Sunday,
Okay.
basically. So and then October 6th and October 20th. We're just going to start with 4, kind of see how it goes. Well, we'll be open 11 to 3 or 11 until sold
11
out.
until we
really,
sell out,
yeah.
Nice.
And you know, we planned everything out, so it should be relatively quick. You know, get it to go. So it's,
Yeah,
you know,
I guess
hopefully-
that's worth mentioning. It is at, it's going to be at Amigos World. So one of the good things, or kind of the promising things about the whole collaboration, is just kind of like what you've been able to do with the trifecta here with Gazzardo's and Top Hat, where it's complementary.
Right.
You know,
Right.
small businesses that complement each other, that collaborate with each other to create something that's a little bit larger than the sum of its parts, almost.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And being that Amigos is usually closed on Sundays and Mondays, being able to use their space and then help them out where they don't even have to, lift a finger necessarily, but they're still able to
Right.
benefit.
Yep.
That being said, it's not going to be a sit down kind of place. There will be seating available, but it'll be more of a go up to the pickup window or the the order and pick up kind of thing.
Take it home.
If there's seating available, by all means, sit
So
down,
you
eat your
can't-
food, but nobody's going to come by and
wait on you.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
They need to go pick that up and then come down here.
There you go.
See? And then
We'll send it your
have
way.
drinks and their own food out on the parkway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it'll be all ready to go for them, the to-go box and everything.
Chummy
That's
Charters
amazing.
is a proud sponsor of SIPS and is where an adventure on the water awaits for you and your friends.
We started this business over a pitcher of pina coladas. That was almost 12 years ago, and it's been going strong ever since. Can't thank all our customers for the great support we've had over the years. A lot of fine people right from your hometown.
Chummy Charters, where we catch anything that bites.
Thank you.
can
Thank
put
you.
mine over
Oh
on
my
the
And
God.
then Nicole can explain.
I'll have it later.
Oh, this I don't.
Okay.
One bite.
No, I'll eat the whole damn thing. I'll go into diabetic shock later tonight. But
So now we
Oh.
switch over
Yeah.
to ZINful
Confections.
Confections.
Confections, yeah.
I was going to say creations. I'm like, that's not right. That's
And
not
that's
right.
the most common, people usually say
so
business.
how long have you been at the farmer's market?
So this is my second year at the farmer's
Second.
market. Yep, so it started last year.
Okay.
And I really only do macarons for the farmer's market. Sometimes I'll have brownies or cookies. I try to do gluten-free, dairy-free stuff so that other people have
It's like kissing your
options.
sister. Who wants that crap? It's like, no, I don't want gluten-free.
Well, the macaroni is gluten-free.
Is it? Oh, it is. Oh,
It's a macaron.
all right. It's,
Yeah,
That's
so
all right. If you're worried about it, we'll eat it for you.
yeah, I'm kissing
Yeah.
No, I'm kissing my sister here. I'm all over it.
Macaron or macaron, you hear it both ways. A macaroon is a coconut cookie.
Coconut.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a little amount of coconut with egg white. So totally different style cookie, equally
Right.
delicious. But these are a French style cookie. They're made with almond flour and egg whites. They're notoriously tricky.
So it's a macaron?
So this is a macaron or macaron, however you want to say that.
Just like the French president.
Yeah. So this
That's
one
Macron.
is a chocolate espresso one, which I was
God,
inspired
that's
by
beautiful.
your perk beer and the chocolate espresso beans that you serve it with.
Nice.
So I thought that would be fun.
This is just beautiful.
And so what
you.
are we pairing this with?
So we're actually pairing this one with the last one, the Oktober.
Oh, the last one?
Fest.
Okay, the Oktoberfest.
And this is the non-alcoholic beers that I'm so glad that you guys carry now.
Athletic
Yep.
Brewing Company.
Athletic Brewing Company Oktoberfest is the one we're
Yes.
pairing this one with. So it's actually your last one.
And they
that's pretty
make a
good.
Yeah.
fantastic
That's good.
set of
Non-alcoholic. Yeah, I think we've
Yeah.
done
Really good.
5 or 6 varieties
Yes,
in right now.
there's a stout, there's a
you might take a
lager,
big-ass bite.
an IPA.
I think there's a
What is
hazy
there?
IPA in there now.
Yeah,
too.
there's
maybe
a,
it's-
And
yeah,
the new one
it's
we
a
just got in was
juicy-
the Oktoberfest.
Yeah, the
so-
Oktoberfest one. This is my first time trying it, so it's very good.
Oh, it's white chocolatey.
So
Chocolate
good.
espresso.
Yeah.
Chocolate espresso.
Oh yeah.
So there's
Wow.
almond flour and like egg white. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so you whip your egg whites and then you have to do this technique called macaronage, and you have to fold it in so that you don't flatten the egg whites, so it's supposed to stay nice and puffy.
Is that what makes them so hard to make?
Yep. Just
That's
getting your
ridiculous.
technique,
You can
technique
over
down.
macaron it, you can under macaron it,
Yeah.
and it'll either.
When she said macaroni, I said,
Macaroni. Hey, macaroni.
Yeah.
What is the DNC back in '94? Did you see that video? It's hilarious.
Hey, macaroni.
Macaroni.
That like pairs wonderfully with that.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
That
Man, that is decadent.
Yeah, so it's a chocolate, it's a sort of a cross between a buttercream and a ganache. So I melted chocolate and folded that into the buttercream to make it extra chocolatey, added espresso powder to that.
so delicious.
They're notoriously tricky. If you watch any baking shows on TV, macarons are always one of the challenges that they have to do. But
good.
once you get it
Yeah,
down,
that isn't bad at all.
it becomes routine.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is absolutely. It's so. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Yeah, very good.
Thank
I'm
you.
speechless.
I gotta give a shout out for this Oktoberfest
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
that was good.
Very good.
Really
I
yummy.
like that.
I'm not a big fan of non-alcoholic beers, but this one.
Okay, so we have one more
Last but
treat.
not
Yeah.
least here.
So
Oh,
the
and
next item, so this is actually going to be on our menu for ZINful Smoke for our pop-up. So this is an apple pie egg roll. It's my homemade apple pie filling, and then we wrap that in a double egg roll crust, so it's extra crispy, and then top it with some caramel sauce and some fresh whipped cream.
Oh.
So,
You guys are like a match made in heaven.
right, the meats and the sweets.
Yes.
Okay.
And what is this here? The dipping?
Whipped cream. It's
Homemade,
fresh,
I'm sure.
fresh, homemade.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And we're pairing it with the. You go ahead and try pronouncing
Yeah,
it.
you say it, Trey.
Actually, Zeke knew it. What was it?
Oh, I'd have to see the bottle.
Yeah.
We
I
have
read it as it was.
Yeah.
Weistefan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
their
other
NA.
NA.
Yep, they're NA.
So it's an NA Hefeweizen.
Correct.
Essentially.
That blows the McDonald's apple pie out of the water.
Oh,
Best
thank
compliment.
you.
Oh, that is
yeah, that's a
delicious.
good compliment.
Wow.
So you make desserts for amigos.
I do, yep. Yeah, so we kind of slowed down on that actually. The oven broke in April, and I've been using a toaster oven. So I really
is so
slowed
good.
down on making cakes and stuff there, just because it was getting really hard. But we just got a brand new oven, so I plan on bringing all of that back, hopefully next week. The Tres Leches cake is super popular in Amigos. And then I try to always do a gluten-free option too, because I want everyone to feel included and everyone to have their dessert alternatives. So, kinda.
Between smoked meat, smoked the confections,
Yeah,
and
when
the
you guys
tattoo.
gonna start brewing?
Yeah.
Hey, we need to bring them into the trifecta.
We're
That's
not
what we
gonna
need to do.
not gonna compete with you guys.
No, no.
You got it nailed.
You could do this on Wednesday night at trivia and sell a ton of them.
Well, guys, I just
Yeah.
love your creativity. It's absolutely
thank you.
amazing.
Thank you.
Everything was delicious.
The
Thank you.
art
That
that
means
you
a
can
lot.
see and the art that you create
Yeah.
here. I mean, it's just
It's all
just
five
amazing.
senses, you know, and I think
Yeah.
that's with food, even more so than tattooing. You know, I've been tattooing for a long time and making art my whole life, and it's always you can pick up a canvas, you can feel it in your hands, you can see it,
right.
but it doesn't make a sound. You can't, you're not, unless you're licking your canvases, which I don't necessarily recommend.
I'm licking these.
You know, you can't, you know, but the food is not like that. Food you eat with your eyes, you can smell it, you hear the sounds, the crunchy, you know, you can hear it and feel it and taste it and everything in between. So the artistic fulfillment that comes out of making food, I think for both of us, but I know I can speak for myself, is tenfold with food over something like a drawing or a painting or something like that, because it's all encompassing, you know.
Yeah.
It's like it's
Yeah,
make
I like that you
somebody's-
can give it away to people and people
Yeah.
can eat it and enjoy it. And, you know, I make these macarons and I try to make them so pretty and just so nice. And a lot of people come up and they're like, are these real? Can I eat these? Are these soap? I get that sometimes, you know, and it's like, no, they're real, you know, they're cookies.
I know.
You know, so
It's
it's
hard
just
to
fun
eat
to be able
sometimes.
to have that creative expression and then have, you know, watch people just eat it. Right. You know, just like enjoy that. It brings me a lot of joy and
Oh,
fulfillment.
I love that
Yeah.
so much. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have
Thank you
really
again.
spoiled us.
Thank you again.
You're
Yeah.
good.
Appreciate being
Absolutely.
so
Hope
spoiled.
everybody can make it out on Sunday the
8th,
September 8th,
yeah,
September 8th.
11 o'clock over
Yeah.
at Amigos World.
And Amigos on Chicago Street.
Yep,
Yeah,
124
124 South Chicago Street, I do believe.
11
And-
a.m. Get in line.
Yeah, get in line.
Exactly.
I don't know how much we're gonna make. We're gonna try to make enough,
Yeah.
you know. But,
If not, we'll know for the 22nd.
Unless
If
it's
not, there'll be
sold out.
another one
Yeah.
coming around.
Well, thank you guys. Thanks
Yeah,
again.
absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to Sips. Make sure to visit Zach and Nikki during their ZINful Smoke pop-ups. We promise you that you do not want to miss out.